And we're live.
So, Kyle, you had some harsh words for a certain morbidly obese quitter. I'll call him a quitter.
Yeah.
Who never gets anything done.
She got
That's
fired.
right.
She didn't quit. Oh, we're not talking about Gina Carano? No,
No, we're
just
talking
me?
about George R.R. Martin.
Wait, you're not talking about wings?
Just a list fat people who got fired. No, this guy didn't even get fired. He just failed entirely. It was even worse than getting fired.
This guy. I hope he dies today.
That's a distinct possibility. Look, that's the best photo they could find of him. I guarantee that's like Game of Thrones season 1.
He picked that photo. That's a selfie.
Premiere.
He's going and take it. Fuck that guy. Fuck that. Actually, all right. Let me
show the photo.
Let me pull that back a little.
It's laziness. He finished. What was it? The first book was finished in the early or to mid 90s. Does that sound right? Like 96.
I don't want to get the numbers wrong. I don't remember. But look here.
It was in the 90s.
The thing is, I don't care anymore because my suspicions are that the show ended the way he wanted it to end, and that what we really missed out on was a little more character development to make it all make a little more sense. But I still don't care because if you're going to end it that way, fuck you for writing a bad book. Fuck you for having all these like wonderful ways it could have gone. When you look at like the fan theory YouTube channels for Game of Thrones and see the stuff that they were thinking up, it's like, get these guys a fucking typewriter. They'll finish this shit. Let one of them write their alternate version of how this shit should have gone. I would pay serious money. I'll sign up for Paramount Plus, whatever the fuck you want me to. If they'd actually fix this. Yeah, you don't know what Paramount. Oh, Paramount Plus is a streaming service that it's like stop trying to make Paramount Plus happen. It's not going to happen. Except it's apparently going to happen. They're getting the Halo series, live action Halo TV series, and like
does anybody care about that anymore?
Yes, very much
Kyle
so.
does.
And they were advertising the fuck out of it during the Super Bowl. Like they must have spent, I don't know, what's a Super Bowl spot cost? 10, 12 million? They must have rolled 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, I think so. Well, you'd know better than me, but I thought it was.
They're running 2-minute thematic spots during the
5 minutes at a time. Yeah.
5 minutes at a time, normal. But who knows what it was this year? I thought their rates actually went down a little bit from their peak because their ratings struggled a bit.
5.6 million would be a good estimate for a 30-second spot. I don't know what you said.
Yeah.
Well, then if that was a minute spot, you were pretty much spot on.
Well, in any case, back to George Martin. The headline here is that George R.R. Martin is bringing Roger Zelazny's fantasy novel to HBO. Apparently, this is a novel penned in 1979 about a road that travels through time. And it's like...
Time Road.
It's like, dude, if you have time to... I'm guessing he's a producer or something like that, showrunner. I don't know what his title is going to be, what his thing is going to be for this. Why is he bringing someone else's novel to HBO? Doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me, because he was clearly not involved enough to like save his last project, which is his book.
Yeah.
So like, look, if you've got time for that, then I've completely lost all faith in you, because I was one of those people who was like, look, if it takes him, if maybe he dies writing the last 2 books, but that might actually be better than him rushing through them and like cementing shit down, right? Like Tolkien has unfinished novels. Nobody minds that much.
He finished the big one.
Yeah, but he didn't finish the sequel.
So listen to the dates on the Game of Thrones releases, right? So listeners, like this number's coming at you. 96, 98, 2000, 2011, right? It was like 2 years, 11 years, and now we're 10 years and counting.
What? Wait, no, there's 5 books.
Not on my screen.
Did they erase the Winds of Winter? No more Winds of Winter.
They literally did. Hold on, let me do it again.
I think Winds of Winter. When did that come out? That came out. Oh, will Winds of Winter ever be released? It's not out. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought it was. That it's been so long. I've like almost like a trauma victim excised so much Game of Thrones from my head. And like, I am happy to see how nobody, I guess we're disproving this right now talking about it, but nobody talks about it at all. It could have been a really big cultural thing that people referenced, and it ended so cataclysmically that like everybody agreed, like this was just something we don't talk about anymore. This is going to be like Lost. We just don't talk about it. So yeah, this guy will die not writing his last 2 books. I think that as soon as he started getting fucked regularly and had a nice house and money, he did not care what happened to John.
I hope a crazed fan kills him. I hope somebody who's very upset with what happened just fucking,
you know,
maybe
a Kathy Bates style fan will get a hold of him and be like, write the fucking book.
Is that the woman from Misery?
Misery. Yeah, that's the one from Misery. You need Kathy Bates in Misery there. She would amp him up.
I want actual Kathy Bates.
Taylor,
to hit him
he would turn the manuscript in, and she'd be sitting there like, oh, like the movie, and then go, Arya kills the Night King. Arya kills. Do you not remember from the first book? You remember in Misery where she's referencing all the things and she knows so much. You're gonna have Arya do it. Begin again. Smack his broken leg.
Taylor, I'm almost half a century old, and this is the best idea I've heard so far.
Oh yeah,
I'm loving this.
This is a good one. Not so much an idea as like a crime of this fictitious person is committing. It's not so much a crime that Kathy Bates
if you're listening to this.
Kathy
don't
Bates,
do that.
don't do anything.
Do like it. Don't kidnap George R.R. Martin. Don't do it. Don't tie him to a bed and torture him into fixing one of the greatest pieces of fantasy literature ever penned. Don't do that.
You do have him go back and edit out the whole Sand Snake thing so that can never happen again.
We don't even know if that's in the books.
Is that in the books?
If it is, it was referenced not that much.
You know, I didn't actually read the most recent book. I think I'm like 4 books in. I think that the bad shit started happening around like I don't remember what slowed me down and made me not read the 5th book. But there
probably knowing he wasn't going to release it in forever and there's no rush.
I don't remember what my mindset was at the time. Prison may have popped up into my life.
Dude, it was a slog to get through.
As it does.
I did listen to all the books. Yeah, but
I like the books.
There were times when I was kind of multitasking and stuff. So I don't know if I could pass a test on them, but I did sit through them all. So, yeah, I don't remember the Sand Snakes being a significant part of it. I think it was more the show
that did that. But you're right. It is so weird that they would bring that George R.R. Martin would still be involved at this point. Like, what credibility is his name bringing? Like, if anything, when people hear about him, they're like, oh yeah, the guy who didn't finish the Game of Thrones book and totally shit the bed with nothing but opportunity. But in fairness, no, wait. The 2 David Benny, the 2 David guys.
D&D, they often call them.
Yeah. They were the ones who ultimately shut it down. But I'm pretty sure we found out a while back when this first happened that George R.R. Martin signed off on that. Like, yeah, sure, we can knock this out in 8 more episodes. Like,
I think you're right.
George R.R. Martin probably could have had the sway, as the guy who wrote the fucking books, to be like, oh no, sorry, D&D or whatever, you're gonna have to go an extra season. I would prefer 3, but you got to do this and an extra 1. Like, he had that sway. He wrote the fucking books. He just didn't care.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's pissing me off.
I'm actually more upset about it than I thought it would be.
I'm like I really am upset about it. That
was a great story.
It bothers me so much. Like, I remember like planning to like buy the DVD box set for my father and like thinking about like what a great gift this is going to be for him. Like because I showed him Battle of the Bastards one night, like at my house. I was like, because I was always talking about the show, how good it was, and I'm like, hey, come in here, come in my bedroom, let's sit down, let's watch. Let me show you one episode of this TV show that I watch. I was like, keep in mind, this is a TV show, and we get like 5 minutes in, and I'm like, all right, so here's the setup. That guy has kidnapped that guy's little brother, been holding him hostage for like 2 fucking years. He raped that guy's sister after he forced her into a marriage. She's now all messed up. He skins people alive. Oh, and by the way, that castle that he's coming out of, that's this guy's ancestral home. And he's showing up with all of his friends from the north. But they're outnumbered 3-1. But he's showing up to fight anyway because it's the right thing to do. He could have stayed up there. And I like lay it all out for him, and we watch it, and he was like, "Well, this is a hell of a show." He's like, "This is like a movie. This is like a movie." And he's like, "Were those real horses?" I was like, "Yeah, they were real horses." Wow. He's like that reminded me of Braveheart. I'm like, exactly. That's what we compare it to. It's just like Braveheart with the horses.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I was thinking like, he's gonna love it when I hand him this like box set of Blu-rays with the full thing on there. And now I'm just like, he brought it up a few months ago when he was here, and I was like, they ruined it. They ruined it at the end. I was like, they just decided nothing they had written mattered, and they wanted to wrap it up so they could make some more money on a different job, and they just ruined it. They just
still a good gift. Just give it to him on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, right. Like I don't fucking. I'll buy him the Sopranos again, but this a Blu-ray this time instead of DVD. It'd be a much better gift.
Yeah, Sopranos.
Fuck that show.